What would you do for fame? In the US, some people have gone to absolutely ridiculous lengths to grab the spotlight, and the results are truly mind-boggling. From absurd stunts to jaw-dropping gimmicks, get ready to explore the wildest ways Americans have chased fame. Prepare to be amazed. First, live streaming every second of their lives. Yes, some people have turned their entire existence into reality TV by live streaming 24/7. One man even strapped a camera to his head for months, only to gain fame for falling asleep on stream while his viewers spammed him with donations. Ironically, his most viral moment was when he accidentally left his mic on while singing in the shower. 2. Selling jars of air from famous places. A woman once claimed to capture authentic New York City air in jars and sell them online. Shockingly, she made thousands of dollars, but also earned the nickname Airhead. Later, people realized she was just refilling the jars in her apartment, proving that sometimes fame is just about the right marketing. 3. Creating fake relationships for social media. A couple went viral by posting their romantic adventures, only for fans to discover they weren't even dating. They didn't just fake love, they faked breakups too, complete with dramatic captions. Their most iconic stunt? A teary-eyed reunion that never actually happened in real life. 4. Protesting absurd things in bizarre costumes. Remember the guy who dressed as a giant pineapple and protested a lack of pizza toppings outside Congress? He became a meme, but never got his extra pineapple. At one point, people actually started sending him pizzas, proving that the internet rewards commitment to chaos. 5. Climbing skyscrapers illegally, urban explorers risk life and limb-scaling skyscrapers, sometimes without safety equipment, just to post those heart-stopping selfies. One teen even got banned from entering all New York buildings for life after his stunt went viral. In a twist of irony, his Instagram account got deleted a month later for violating guidelines. 6. Naming their kid something completely unpronounceable. One couple named their baby ZOPWWLD, pronounced Zoe Wild, apparently. They said it was modern art, but the internet thought it was just plain confusing. The real victim here? Their poor kid, who will have to spell their name on every legal document for the rest of their life. 7. Mailing themselves across the country. Inspired by old legends, a YouTuber filmed himself mailing his body in a giant box across state lines. Spoiler, it wasn't real, but it was ridiculously entertaining. He even faked a delivery delay by shaking the box and screaming when people walked by. 8. Starting random food fights in public. In one infamous stunt, a group threw spaghetti at each other in Times Square while screaming, "Who needs plates when you have fame?" Surprisingly, it worked. Even funnier? A random bystander joined in, mistaking it for a real protest. 9. Spending a fortune on becoming a celebrity lookalike. One woman spent over $100,000 to resemble Marilyn Monroe, but gained attention for accidentally looking more like her wax statue. She even started getting invited to Hollywood events, until an actual Monroe impersonator called her out. 10. Pretending to win the lottery. A man staged a fake celebration with confetti and champagne over a photoshopped lottery ticket, and even fooled his family. Fame came, but so did the shame. His mom quit her job before realizing it was all a hoax. 11. Eating the world's weirdest things on camera. Someone thought chewing light bulbs and toilet paper would make great content. Strangely, it worked. But let's hope they had good dental insurance. One of their most viewed videos? Eating a couch cushion while casually discussing world politics. 12. Proposing in the most awkward places. From proposing at funerals to interrupting live newscasts, some folks think fame is worth the cringeworthy memories. One guy even proposed while skydiving, only for the ring to slip out of his hand midair. 13. Becoming the person who... One man made headlines for eating a Big Mac every day for 50 years. His cholesterol may be off the charts, but hey, he's in the Guinness Book. Even crazier? McDonald's actually sent him free burgers for life as a thank you. 14. Faking a disappearance. A wannabe influencer staged their mysterious disappearance only to reappear weeks later with a vlog titled "How I Survived." The kicker? They were hiding in their own basement the entire time. 15. Standing still in public for hours. Mannequin guy froze in place for 24 hours in a mall. The most shocking part? Nobody noticed for the first 6. Eventually, security asked him to leave. Not because he was disturbing anyone, but because they thought he was part of the decor. 16. Breaking ridiculous world records. Someone balanced 300 spoons on their body at once, while another tried to set the record for the most marshmallows eaten while blindfolded. The funniest part? The marshmallow guy choked on the 10th one and had to quit. 17. Turning household pets into stars. One man trained his hamster to paint tiny canvases, selling them as rodent masterpieces. And yes, people bought them. The bestseller? A piece titled Squeak Da Vinci. 18. Hosting fake celebrity meetups. One person dressed as a generic pop star and roamed Hollywood, posing for photos with unsuspecting fans. The costume? Just sunglasses and glitter. The best part? They ended up getting invited to an actual red carpet event. 19. Becoming a professional at unusual things. Meet the fastest bubble wrap popper or the most enthusiastic apple peeler. Fame through niche talents is a very American dream. But let's be honest, how much skill does it really take to stomp on bubble wrap? 20. Selling absurd NFTs. One person turned screenshots of their gas receipts into NFTs and made thousands, proving there's no limit to what people will buy. The weirdest part? Someone actually framed one and put it on their wall. 21. Riding unicycles into traffic. Yes, someone did this while wearing a dinosaur suit. The internet loved it. The police did not. When they got pulled over, they actually argued that dinosaurs don't follow traffic laws. 22. Turning themselves into human billboards. Some people are so desperate for fame that they literally sell their bodies. Well, sort of. A man from Las Vegas tattooed various company logos all over his face and arms, claiming he was the future of advertising. While he did land a few sponsorship deals, he also got banned from certain high-end restaurants for looking like a walking NASCAR car. 23. Faking outrageous personal stories. One woman went viral for claiming she had been raised by wolves in the wild and only learned about modern society in her 20s. Her dramatic interviews gained her a massive following until people realized her childhood photos were very much suburban. When confronted, she simply said, "It's the internet. People believe anything." 24. Attempting to legally change their name to something ridiculous. To grab headlines, a man tried to change his legal name to Captain America Batman Spaghetti. The judge rejected it, but he still got his 15 minutes of fame. Later, he legally settled for Lord Spaghetti and proudly showed off his driver's license. 25. Becoming obsessed with being the most hated person online. Some people chase fame by trying to be liked, while others go the opposite route. One influencer intentionally made the most infuriating content possible, smashing people's ice cream cones, accidentally ruining street art, and walking painfully slow in busy crowds, just to fuel online outrage. It worked, but it also got him banned from multiple public places. 26. Hosting bizarre endurance challenges. A man tried to live inside a vending machine for a week, claiming he wanted to experience life as a snack item. He live-streamed the entire thing, only to give up after 3 days when he ran out of water and had to be rescued. His final words before quitting? "I regret everything." 27. Jumping into celebrity interviews uninvited. One guy made it his life's mission to crash red carpet interviews, running up behind celebrities to yell random phrases. His most iconic moment? Interrupting a serious interview about climate change just to scream, "Pizza rolls are underrated." 28. Trying to live as a real-life superhero. A man in Los Angeles wore a full Batman costume and patrolled the streets at night, hoping to fight crime and gain followers. His biggest accomplishment? Helping an old lady find her car in a parking lot. 29. Making their pet do wild stunts for views. A dog owner trained his Chihuahua to ride a skateboard, jump through flaming hoops, and even drive a toy car. The dog became a viral sensation, but when asked why he started training his pet, the owner admitted, "Honestly, I just wanted free brand deals." 30. Turning everyday objects into influencers. One guy created a social media account for his fridge and gained over 300,000 followers by posting dramatic captions like, "Will I ever be full enough?" and "Another lonely night in the kitchen." The wildest part? Brands actually started sending him free food. 31. Faking paranormal encounters. A group of teenagers staged a real ghost sighting by dressing up their friend in a bedsheet and making eerie TikToks. They even claimed the ghost spoke to them through their Wi-Fi. When the video went viral, ghost hunters actually showed up at their house to investigate. 32. Creating nonsense conspiracy theories for attention. One man convinced thousands that pigeons were actually government surveillance drones. He even held protests, wore a tinfoil hat, and sold merch with slogans like "Wake up sheeple." The wildest part? Some people still believe his fake theory to this day. 33. Holding absurd world record attempts. A man attempted to break the record for the most toothpicks stuck in his beard. Over 3,000. Halfway through, the weight caused his beard to collapse, but the video of his failed attempt gained millions of views. 34. Offering to marry strangers for internet clout. A woman tweeted, "First person to comment gets to marry me," and shockingly, she followed through. Their wedding was live-streamed, and while the marriage lasted only 3 weeks, the internet was obsessed with every moment. 35. Pretending to be a time traveler. A TikToker claimed he was from the year 2047, warning that coffee will be banned in 2035, and the moon will turn red in 2029. His act fell apart when he accidentally showed an iPhone notification in his future video. 36. Holding a silent stream for hours. A live streamer sat completely motionless for 12 hours, staring into the camera without saying a word. Viewers were mesmerized, some claiming they could feel his emotions, while others just spammed the chat to see if he'd blink. 37. Eating only one color of food for a month. A YouTuber decided to eat only red food for 30 days: ketchup, strawberries, hot sauce, and even dyed rice. He ended up in the hospital with stomach issues, but at least his views skyrocketed. 38. Convincing people they were related to a celebrity. A teenager claimed to be Tom Cruise's nephew, giving fake interviews about their family bond. His lie unraveled when someone asked him to name Cruise's movies, and he couldn't name a single one. 39. Living in IKEA for a week. A man secretly lived in an IKEA store, sleeping in different beds and cooking in display kitchens. He almost got away with it until employees noticed the same guy walking around in pajamas every morning. 40. Hosting a fake fan meetup for themselves. An influencer hired actors to scream their name at an airport, pretending they were a global celebrity. The stunt worked, until someone recognized the fans as struggling comedians from a local improv group. 41. Turning their worst moments into a brand. One guy became famous for constantly losing his phone in absurd places. Inside vending machines, in strangers' backpacks, even in a moving taxi. His followers now eagerly await his next disaster. 42. Starting a feud with a celebrity who had no idea who they were. A TikToker posted dozens of angry videos claiming a famous singer stole their look. The singer's response? A confused tweet? Who even is this person? 43. Recreating famous movie scenes in real life. A couple tried to recreate the iconic Titanic pose on a small boat. They tipped over instantly, and the video of them flailing in the water went more viral than their intended romantic moment. 44. Selling haunted items online. A man auctioned off cursed spoons, claiming they caused nightmares. People actually bought them, and one buyer even reported feeling a strange presence while eating soup. 45. Becoming the slowest at something. While most aim to break speed records, one woman became famous for taking 12 hours to fold a single shirt, calling it extreme patience. Her oddly satisfying video unexpectedly blew up online. 46. Pretending to be a mannequin in a store. A prankster dressed in department store clothes and stood completely still for hours, fooling shoppers into thinking he was a mannequin. The stunt became even funnier when a store employee accidentally tried to adjust his arm, only for him to suddenly move and send the poor worker running in terror. 47. Sneaking into high-profile events by acting like they belong. One man gained internet fame by crashing red carpet events, wearing a cheap suit and holding a fake press badge. He even managed to get selfies with celebrities, and at one point, he confidently walked past security at a music awards show, only to be escorted out when he accidentally called a famous singer by the wrong name. 48. Holding a fake protest just to see if people would join. A group of influencers stood outside City Hall holding signs that said, "Stop it now," with no explanation. Strangely enough, within an hour, random strangers joined in, passionately yelling for change, despite having no idea what they were actually protesting. 49. Creating the most annoying alarm clock and selling it. A YouTuber designed an alarm clock that wouldn't turn off unless you solved a math equation, ran a lap around the house, and screamed into a microphone. Shockingly, people actually bought it, though most admitted they smashed it with a hammer after a few mornings of pure frustration. 50. Walking backwards everywhere for a month. A man decided to walk only backwards for 30 days, claiming it would make him famous. It worked, but mostly because he kept bumping into people, knocking over cafe tables, and once even falling into a fountain while live streaming. 51. Selling water that celebrities walked through. A vendor bottled puddle water from outside Hollywood events, claiming it contained celebrity footprints. Some fans actually bought it, with one claiming they felt closer to fame after drinking a sip, until they got sick and had to issue a very embarrassing doctor's note. 52. Teaching a parrot to insult people and taking it to the streets. A man trained his parrot to yell things like, "Nice haircut, loser," and "Where'd you get those shoes? A dumpster?" He let the bird roast random strangers, and instead of getting offended, people started lining up to be insulted, turning it into a viral street performance. 53. Convincing people they had a long-lost twin. A YouTuber walked up to strangers claiming to be their identical twin, insisting they were separated at birth. The prank went viral, especially when one man actually started believing it, until his wife reminded him that he was an only child. 54. Announcing a world-changing invention that didn't exist. A TikToker hyped up a life-changing product launch for weeks, teasing blurry images and dramatic countdowns. The big reveal? A single paperclip, which he called the future of organization. Despite the backlash, people still bought the overpriced clip just to say they were part of the joke. 55. Pretending to live in an airport for months. A content creator filmed a series pretending to secretly live in an airport, setting up a fake bedroom behind seating areas. Fans believed it until security caught him and posted a response video proving he had been going home every night like a normal person. 56. Walking around in a dollar store crown and calling himself King of the People, a man wore a cheap plastic crown and insisted he was the chosen ruler of the common folk. He paraded through the streets giving out royal decrees, and people played along until he tried to claim a free burger, declaring fast food restaurants as his kingdom's official dining halls. 57. Trying to communicate with squirrels on camera. A nature enthusiast spent months trying to befriend squirrels, whispering to them and offering tiny gifts like nuts and mini hats. His biggest viral moment? When a squirrel stole his microphone and ran up a tree, broadcasting chaotic squirrel noises to thousands of confused viewers. 58. Selling invisible art for thousands of dollars. A so-called artist convinced people to buy invisible sculptures, claiming they existed in a spiritual dimension and could only be seen by those with elevated consciousness. Shockingly, one person paid $10,000 for absolutely nothing. 59. Dressing as a medieval knight and refusing to break character. A man dressed in full armor and rode a horse through his city, speaking only in Old English. His dedication was impressive, until he got pulled over for riding a noble steed in the middle of a highway and tried to pay his fine with gold coins. 60. Becoming the human GPS. One guy memorized the layouts of major cities and claimed he could sense directions better than Google Maps. His fame took a hit when he got lost in a mall parking lot for 45 minutes and had to ask for directions. 61. Making dramatic goodbye videos every week just to stay relevant. An influencer kept posting emotional, "I'm leaving the internet forever" videos, only to return a day later with no explanation. After his 10th dramatic farewell, fans started replying with, "See you tomorrow." 62. Hosting a fake award show and giving themselves the grand prize, a TikToker created an entire fake award ceremony, complete with a red carpet, trophies, and acceptance speeches. The grand winner himself for Best Person Ever. Surprisingly, some people actually tuned in to see if he would win again next year. 63. Becoming the fastest pizza box folder. A guy spent months perfecting his pizza box folding skills, entering competitions no one knew existed. His hands moved so fast in his viral video that people accused him of using CGI. 64. Only speaking in song lyrics for a week. A social media star answered every question using famous song lyrics, refusing to break character. The funniest moment? When a police officer pulled him over for speeding, and he nervously muttered, "I can't help falling in love with you." 65. Dressing as a mannequin in shop windows. A prankster snuck into store windows, posing among mannequins for hours. His act ended when a little kid screamed, "Mom, that mannequin just blinked!" and chaos ensued. 66. Filming himself hunting ghosts in his own house. A TikToker spent weeks trying to prove his home was haunted, until viewers realized all the paranormal activity was just his cat knocking things over. 67. Trying to go viral by mispronouncing every word on purpose. A YouTuber reviewed products while saying everything incorrectly, calling avocados, avocadoos, and Wi-Fi Wi-Fi. People watched just to get annoyed, making it one of his most successful videos. 68. Convincing people they were a royal family member. A woman claimed she was an unknown descendant of European royalty, even faking an accent and wearing elaborate historical outfits in public. Her act fell apart when a historian asked her to name her supposed ancestor, and she nervously blurted out, King Edward XV. Teen? 69. Posting reviews of things that don't exist. A man gained a following by passionately reviewing imaginary movies, restaurants, and gadgets, acting as if they were real. The funniest part? People started commenting things like, "Yeah, I saw that movie too. The ending was crazy." 70. Holding a wedding for their pet hamsters. A couple threw a full-scale wedding for their 2 pet hamsters, complete with tiny outfits, a miniature chapel, and a multi-tiered cake. The ceremony ended in chaos when one of the hamsters got startled, flipped the cake over, and ran off with the wedding rings. 71. Pretending to be a statue in public parks. A street performer painted themselves gold and stood perfectly still for hours, tricking people into thinking they were an actual statue. The act was going great until a dog started barking at them aggressively, forcing them to break character and run. 72. Creating luxury air for influencers to breathe. A startup launched cans of premium oxygen, claiming it was harvested from the purest mountaintops and designed to elevate your breathing experience. Influencers actually bought it, with one posting, "I don't know if it works, but it just feels more luxurious." 73. Selling unopened vintage snacks at ridiculous prices. A man auctioned off 20-year-old bags of chips, marketing them as rare collector's items. One buyer spent $500 on a sealed 1999 Doritos bag, only to open it and find nothing but stale crumbs and disappointment. 74. Living in a shopping mall for a month without getting caught. A YouTuber attempted to secretly live inside a mall, sleeping in hidden storage areas and sneaking into the food court after closing hours. He got away with it for nearly 3 weeks, until a janitor found his makeshift apartment behind a vending machine. 75. Turning a potato into an internet celebrity. One man started an Instagram account for a single potato, posting daily updates as if it had thoughts and feelings. Somehow, the potato gained over 100,000 followers, got brand deals, and even had fan art drawn of it before eventually rotting. 76. Training a goldfish to do tricks. A pet owner taught his goldfish to swim through hoops, push tiny soccer balls, and high-five his finger. His most viral trick? The fish appearing to play dead every time it heard the theme song from Titanic. 77. Pretending to be lost in the desert for days. A survival vlogger faked being stranded in the middle of nowhere, dramatically documenting his struggle for food and water. His credibility was destroyed when someone spotted a Starbucks cup in the background of his desperate selfie. 78. Protesting against something completely random. A man stood on a busy street holding a sign that simply read, "Stop the thing." He refused to explain what the thing was, but by the end of the day, dozens of confused people had joined his protest. 79. Trying to break the record for the world's slowest marathon. Most people aim to finish a marathon as fast as possible, but one man walked it at an excruciatingly slow pace, stopping to nap and eat full meals along the way. It took him 5 days to complete, but he got way more attention than the actual race winners. 80. Hosting a fake celebrity Q&A session with themselves. A guy rented out a small venue and advertised a rare celebrity appearance, only to walk on stage pretending to be his own famous alter ego. The strangest part? People actually stayed, asking him serious questions as if he was a real star. 81. Dressing as a traffic cone and standing in the middle of intersections. A prankster put on a bright orange traffic cone costume and stood perfectly still on roads, causing cars to awkwardly drive around him. He finally broke character when a frustrated driver got out and tried to move him. 82. Selling haunted dolls online. One person made thousands by selling creepy dolls on eBay, claiming each one had a dark past and might whisper things at night. Buyers later admitted nothing supernatural happened, except for one guy who swore his doll turned its head on its own, only to realize his cat had knocked it over. 83. Training pigeons to deliver tiny messages. A man spent months teaching pigeons to carry tiny handwritten notes between buildings in New York City. His project went viral when one of the birds flew off course and delivered a message to a random person, which read, "Help, I'm trapped in the past." 84. Entering every possible sweepstakes to become the luckiest person alive. A woman dedicated years to entering every contest she could find, winning everything from free socks to a lifetime supply of pickles. She eventually got so famous for her winning streak that brands started sending her free stuff just for the publicity. 85. Only using medieval English for an entire year. A historian tried to live as if it were the 1400s, refusing to use modern slang and instead speaking in full Shakespearean-style English. His most awkward moment? When a barista asked for his coffee order, and he dramatically proclaimed, "Bring forth thy finest bean water, fair maiden." 86. Becoming the human clock by memorizing the time at all moments. A man trained himself to always know the exact time without checking a watch, proudly announcing it every few minutes. His fame was short-lived when someone asked him the time mid-interview, and he was off by 20 minutes. 87. Starting a petition to make thumb wrestling an Olympic sport. A sports enthusiast collected over 50,000 signatures, demanding that thumb wrestling be officially recognized by the Olympics. His argument: if curling is a sport, so is this. 88. Building a tiny house inside a public library and secretly living there. A minimalist spent months secretly constructing a small hidden living space inside a library's storage room. He was only discovered when staff found him microwaving ramen at 2 a.m. 89. Becoming the world's best napper by sleeping in unusual places. A guy documented himself napping in bizarre spots, inside shopping carts, on escalators, even in a swimming pool, while floating on an air mattress. His most watched video? Falling asleep, standing up in an elevator. 90. Creating a fake missing person case. For themselves. A YouTuber staged his own disappearance and had friends post dramatic search party updates. The hoax was exposed when someone spotted him casually ordering tacos in another city. 91. Convincing the internet that they were a government experiment. A TikToker went viral by claiming to be a secret government test subject with enhanced abilities, like hearing dog whistles from a mile away and never needing sleep. The story fell apart when he accidentally posted a video complaining about how tired he was at 3 a.m. 92. Hosting a live fight between two Roombas. A YouTuber set up an elaborate boxing ring for two Roombas, attaching plastic knives and letting them battle for dominance. The most unexpected moment? When one Roomba randomly stopped moving and people in the comments started debating whether it had lost the will to fight. 93rd. Writing fake restaurant reviews until a non-existent place became famous. A prankster left dozens of fake 5-star reviews for an imaginary restaurant, making it the highest-rated spot in his city on Google. Things got weird when people actually tried to book reservations, and he had to admit it didn't exist. 94. Pretending to be a professional couch tester. A man started rating couches in furniture stores, critiquing their nap potential with extreme seriousness. His reviews were so detailed that people actually asked where they could buy the best napping couch, and one store even used his review in an ad. 95. Becoming a professional clapper at live shows. A man attended hundreds of live events just to perfect the art of clapping at the exact right moment. His claim to fame? Once clapping so perfectly during a TV show taping that the producers asked him to do it again for the final cut. 96. Creating a cult for people who love drinking milk. A college student jokingly formed an online community dedicated to the spiritual importance of drinking milk daily. It grew so much that real companies started reaching out for sponsorships, until a member tried to get their workplace to recognize Milk Day as an official holiday. 97. Trying to live entirely off free samples for a month. A man challenged himself to survive only on free samples from grocery stores, warehouse clubs, and farmers markets. He almost succeeded, until employees started recognizing him and banning him from their sample stations. 98. Starting an elaborate secret handshake trend with strangers. A social media star created a complex 10-step handshake and tried to make it the official greeting for his followers. It took off until he tried to do it with a random celebrity who just stared at him and walked away. 99. Setting up a fake celebrity on social media just to see if people would believe it. A group of friends invented a completely fictional pop star, photoshopped concert images, and posted staged paparazzi photos. People actually started asking for tour dates, and one magazine even listed the fake artist as an up-and-coming talent to watch. 100. Becoming America's slowest driver. A man purposely drove just under the speed limit for months, claiming to be the safest driver in the country. He even printed bumper stickers that read, "You'll thank me when you pass your driving test." His fame ended when someone reported him for causing a traffic jam 3 miles long. 101. Selling pre-chewed gum for ridiculous prices. One influencer decided to sell their own used chewing gum, marketing it as a piece of personal history. The most shocking part? People actually bought it, and one buyer even framed the gum as a collector's item. Which one shocked you the most? Drop a comment below.